you. Yes, you. Do you want to become a social media manager and work from anywhere? From your home office, from your couch, or even a foreign country? Well, you're in luck because today I'm gonna show you how you can do it in 3 easy steps with no prior experience needed. Are you in? If so, then keep on watching. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I do videos all about succeeding as a freelancer using Upwork and social media, so if that's something you're into, don't forget to hit subscribe. Today we're talking about how you can get started as a social media manager with no experience, so without further ado, let's get on with the video. So step number 1 is to learn the basics. Now, I actually skipped this step when I first started, but I highly recommend you don't because it can really get you the confidence to charge what you're worth if you start by learning the basics. And I recommend you do that by taking online courses. Now, nowadays you can learn pretty much anything with online courses. I'll have some that I recommend that I've taken before in the description in case you want to check them out, from free courses to paid courses. But I highly recommend you do some learning before you dive in face first to the world of social media. Unless, of course, you've done social media at a past job or you have a marketing degree or something. But still, if you have a marketing degree, I would take a social media course, just in case. I personally love Latasha's courses. Latasha James, she's also a YouTuber, and she does the best courses ever. But I'll have other recommendations down in the description below in case you want to explore different options. Now, please be careful not to fall into the course trap. This is what I call when people take a course and then they feel like they need to take another course and then another course, and they get trapped in this taking courses process and they end up never starting their social media business. This is something that happens very often. It has happened to me before. Kind of thinking or saying, oh, I just need to take another course and I'll be ready or I'll be prepared. And yeah, I see a lot of people falling into that trap as well. That's why I'm warning you guys about it. Please, yes, to take courses, take 1 or 2 courses, but then go into the next step, which is put it into practice. And please put it into practice as you're taking the courses. Like, take lesson 1 and put what you learn into practice. Take lesson 2 and put it into practice, and so on and so forth. Because we do retain a lot more information when we actually do the thing. You won't believe how fast you can forget things that you take in an online course if you don't do anything with that knowledge. I mean, granted, even if you do put it into practice and then you don't do it for a couple months, you may easily forget it. So please, don't just learn, actually do the damn thing. This is actually the step where I started when I first started doing social media. I started putting it into practice before I actually learned it, and I got to, learn more on the job. But how I started was actually I started by doing the more admin side of social media, so doing engagement, community management, scheduling posts, and everything like that. And I actually would do that in my commute to college, like on the train or on the boat, wherever I was at the time. It was a good way for me to multitask while getting paid to learn, which was awesome. That being said, I do still recommend you guys learn something before you throw yourselves into that, because knowledge doesn't hurt. But I got to see firsthand what was trending, what people were posting about, and everything like that just by hanging out on social media on a regular basis. Now, obviously, you won't be able to charge, top rates for this type of more admin work, but it'll give you very valuable experience that will definitely go a long way in the future and in your learnings. And you can even treat this as a beta client or a couple beta clients. I actually did a video all about that. I'll link it down below in case you want to learn more about beta clients, but these essentially can get you, the experience, the referrals, the testimonials, the portfolio items even, that you need in order to charge more in the future. Now, alternatively, if you don't want to jump straight into client work, you can also practice on your own account or create a brand new account and test on that one. This is good if you can't afford to, delay a little bit of the money-making process for now, but it will probably allow you to, charge higher rates when you first start, because you'll have the portfolio, you'll have the case study, even being your own account. Now, before we move on to talking about how you can actually get your first clients, let me know down in the comments, why do you want to become a social media manager? Like, what draws you to it? I would be really curious to know, so let me know. For me, I kind of fell into it by accident, if you will, but what really attracts me to it is that I can, be strategic, so use the more, strategic side of my brain, if you will, and also be creative, all within the same job. Now, the last step in this process is to, you guessed it, start getting clients. For this, you know me, I recommend you start an Upwork profile and a social media profile. Whatever floats your boat. It can be Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. It's obviously important that it's something that you're comfortable with and your client hangs out in. So I would do a little bit of research before you choose which platform you're going to dive into. But I always recommend one freelancing platform and one social media platform to start out with. If you want to learn how you can set up your Upwork for success, I actually have a course of my own. I'll link it down below in case you want to learn that. But I would say the most important part in this step is to know your value and to know your USP or your unique selling proposition. Really ask yourself, pull up a notebook and write down the answers to this. First of all, what do clients get from working with you? Is it more free time to dedicate to their business? Or is it a specific knowledge in a specific area that you have? Or is it both? It usually can be both. But write that down because that will be a way for you to both justify to yourself and to your clients, if needed, your rate and why you charge that and why they should pay you to do that, basically. Now, the second question I want you to write down is, what makes you different from other freelancers? Now, I know it can be easy to skip this one, but please don't. And I know it can also be easy to say just nothing. I'm just like everyone else. But really try to write it down. Think it through, take 10, 15, 30 minutes and really think this through because it will help you a lot when it's time to position yourself in your profile and your proposals and your pitches, whatever you do. It will really help knowing what's your selling point. At the beginning, you may not be able to say, oh, I have all this experience and that's what makes me different, that's why you should hire me. But do you have past experience in the industry? For example, if you're trying to work with wedding dress companies or wedding boutiques, have you worked at a wedding boutique in the past? Even if you weren't doing social media, you can take what you learned in the job and your knowledge about the industry and apply it to your, your new role as a social media manager. Or even if you don't have that experience, do you have, a special interest or excitement about working with a specific industry? For example, and I like showing this excitement through video. So I have a video on my Upwork profile and I send a video with every single one of my proposals. But what I really try to convey is, hey, I see you're looking for social media management for a new game or for an art application or something like that. And I let them know, hey, I'm a gamer. I can relate to your community or to your audience and I know what they need. I know what they're talking about internally and everything like that. And I can connect with them a little bit better. And I show my excitement through the camera and explain why I would be an asset to them. But, obviously make that your own. But it's really important to show why they should hire you versus another freelancer because, yes, there's a lot of competition out there, but if you can find a way to stand out, you'll be golden. As a recap, if you want to get started as a social media manager with no experience, the first step is to take some online courses. Again, I'll have some recommendations down in the description. From free courses to paid courses, I've taken most of them and I highly recommend them. Step number 2 is to please apply what you learn in those courses. Don't just take 10 courses and never do any of the work. It's really important that again, take lesson 1, apply lesson 1. Take lesson 2, apply lesson 2. And go at that pace because you'll retain a lot more of the information. And step number 3, start getting clients, start working with clients and really find your unique selling proposition and showcase that to the world. through a freelancing platform and a social media platform. Now, if you have any questions about social media management or freelancing in general, let me know down in the comments or shoot me a DM over on Instagram. I'm always there to help you guys. And in the meantime, if you want to keep on learning, I recommend you watch this video right here on the top 3 tips to improve your Upwork profile. So I'll see you there. Bye.